So. Yes, Hickok 45, your internet shooting companion, coming to you from the hot, humid hills of Tennessee, the home of Davy Crockett, who carried a Glock. And many of you don't even know that. Where is your firearms history? Don't you study firearms history? And don't you know that Davy Crockett never really ever even saw a flintlock rifle? He carried a Glock 10 millimeter. It was his favorite bear gun. Probably not, right? So if you don't know that was a joke, got a lot of learning to do, right? So glad you're here. Really glad you're here. And let's see, oh yeah, before I even start rambling at all, let me remind you, I did not last week, I think, that I will be at Bud's in Greenville, Kentucky on the 17th of August. Okay, meet and greet. I want to meet and greet you 1 to 2 there. I mean, I'll stay till you're finished greeting me, but I'll be there at 1. And then the next Saturday in August is the 24th. I'll be at Lexington, Kentucky at Bud's, the main headquarters, and same time, 1 to 2, okay? Lexington, Kentucky, the 24th of August. And then the third weekend in this caravan, I'll be at Sevierville, Tennessee, on that Saturday, the 31st of August, and same thing, 1 to 2, okay? At Bud's. They're in Sevierville, not far off of I-40, if you're familiar with that. It's right behind Smoky Mountain Knife shop there. Yeah, that's a nice corner, man. There's tools. What else we got there? There's a Lodge store there. There used to be a Coleman store there. I don't know if they're still across the road there. You've got knives, and you got all kinds of good stuff. Of course, violent knives, right? They're probably guilty of knife violence. You saw the news in the UK this past week. Just amazing. Anything can be violent, right? So I wanted to hit you with that really fast. The other thing I want to hit you with really early on is, well, this is a Glock 40, okay? 10 millimeter, the Model 40, the long slide. This is a hoss. I hadn't fired it in a while. I thought I'm going to get that thing out. I want to shoot it. And I came across an old video on it, and those were the first shots I fired of it. With it probably, I don't know, weeks, months, whatever. And it still feels really good to me. And, it's just, I got the old Talon grips on it. It just feels great. That was some Underwood I was firing. I got some Fiocchi. What else do I have? I've got a couple different kinds of Underwood. I've got some range ammo, and I've got some hollow points. But anyway, I'm going to just shoot a little bit and talk at you about a couple of things. And I wanted to let you know also right away that as you listen, as I speak, I have just finished catching up on Rumble. Yeah, which is actually before Sunday when you see this. I've got a little trip. So I'm the week of the 4th, right? Yeah, the 4th of August, the 4th, but it's not the 4th. Still some people wonder how I come out here and shoot when it's dark and then post at 5 a.m. I figured that one out. I'll just let people, that's a good, that's just a good, what would you call it? No, just a, not a word problem, but just a problem to solve. How would Hickok do that? How would he do that in the middle of the night? Make it daylight and then post it at 5. Yeah, probably a couple days early, like he's talked about, depending on the weather. So I have everything up there on Rumble. I have spent spend every waking hour, but I have spent a lot of time doing it. At least my laptop has, and me. But uploading everything that had not been on Rumble over there to Rumble, and that would be everything from the last 7 months. Any video we have done in the last 7 months, because that's when they quit pulling over automatically from YouTube. And so it went back into December of 2023. So 3-4 videos a week at least. And so a lot of Sunday video. I started to not put the Sunday shoot arounds on there. I thought, well, if I get all the other videos, and maybe I don't need to put those on Rumble. But the more I thought about it, I want everything over there. Really? Why have anything if I don't have everything? Okay, the entire library should be there. If there's a video that you think of that you can't find over there, let me know. But they're all there. And so now it's just a matter of, as we post one on YouTube, a new video or a new version of an old video, as you know, as you've already seen probably, that will go, well, I say that, I don't know they'll do that. There's really probably no need to do that. The ones we've done the preface for, you saw the 1873 Springfield trapdoor we put up, a little explanation at the beginning. So I basically put all the videos over there in originals and everything, so there's probably no need to do that. It's the same video, just mainly the ad spots are at the front in different places or something. So yeah, really a couple of things cut out, so it wouldn't matter. But yeah, they're already there, so I guess I won't do that. But as we upload a new video, I will upload them over there, and Gun Streamer, so both places. So I encourage you to go to Rumble and follow us over there. They call it subscribing or following over there, either whatever it is. Please do that. And gosh, so many of you have commented recently about get the Rumble, get the Rumble. It's interesting because 2 or 3 years ago, you know, when you mentioned Rumble, 9 out of 10 people hadn't even heard of it, didn't know what it was. And then if they went over there were some things more awkward about it back then. They have upgraded it, quality of a lot of different things. They're not YouTube, but they're pretty good shape over there. And now, wow, I mean, it's just a constant flow of comments. You know, get the Rumble, get the Rumble. You know, when people that watch your videos there, watch all videos over there, and don't even like to go back to YouTube and that kind of thing. So that's good. It's more encouraging to go over there. Now, we personally don't really care that much where you watch the videos, as long as you watch them and you don't miss any, not even one, because we'll know. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's the world has become a little more scattered, fragmented in a lot of ways, and it doesn't matter in a lot of ways. You know, I was telling somebody, it's a little bit like the gun rights situation, really. It used to be the NRA was the big dog, almost the only dog anybody knew about, right? And if they didn't get it done, no one got it done. If we didn't like what they did, how they handled the situation, we didn't like, you know, what we do. Well, there's, what, 5 or 6 or more gun rights organizations now, and since the NRA's debacle, that's all spread out now. Everybody kind of specializing or doing what they do well or do the best, and a lot of people working on those issues, including the NRA, so that's fine. Maybe that's better. And I was pointing out that maybe that's the way it's going to be down the road. There will be 2, 3, 4 platforms, maybe more, that we all post on, firearms videos at least, and there's more freedom on some of the other platforms, and you know, people are watching them everywhere. Maybe you're watching them both places, maybe, you know, whatever. You know, same number of views basically, it's just in different places and all that sort of thing. It really doesn't matter that much, I guess. So anyway, they're all over there, so I encourage you to follow us over there. And something else about that. Apparently it's not going to be an if, it's going to be a when. When some of our videos begin disappearing, being taken down, I'll try to keep up with that. I'll let you know, and which ones it is, and maybe. I don't know. I just don't know if I'll be able to get a link to it over on Rumble or not, but it's over there. It's on Rumble, which brings up another topic. Searching is a little different over there. A couple of awkward things. I can't manage descriptions yet. I talked to them yesterday about that. Okay, I had a talk with a rep over there, and he feverishly made notes about that, and is passing that along as something maybe they'll start working on if they haven't already. But just managing bulk descriptions where you can change everything and at one fell swoop like you can with YouTube and Gunstreamer. Because if you have almost 3,000 videos like we do, I can't go back and change descriptions, duh. So you might see some things way back that are obsolete, a reference to something or an old sponsor, I don't know, maybe an old NRA mention or something, I don't know. But on for the last whatever, at least 7 months worth, the description is new and up to date as of today, and over there we're even allowed to link to people that we used to link to. So you'll see the descriptions over there. You can link to anybody, and pretty much so it's good. More freedom. But anyway, that's so be aware of that, and hope you'll pop over there and check it out and make sure you're following us. And if the whole world disappears, YouTube or whatever, that's where we'll be. Okay. Y'all have been asking us to make sure we're over there. We're over there. I've been over there for a year or two. Been linking to it for a year or two in every description. And so be aware of that. All right. Let me take a couple more shots of this thing. How about you, cowboy? Man. Nice gun. I like this. Speaking of the people that help us, don't forget Silencer Central. This isn't too silent today, is it? Really quality company with really high quality people. I've never met anybody there that wasn't just top notch. They just do things right. They do one thing really well. Buds, Buds, I'll see you there, hopefully in August, and just titan in the industry. They really are. Everybody knows them. And then of course SDI, the Sonoran Desert Institute, great distance learning company. You can get on the road to becoming a gunsmith and take all kinds of good courses over there. Interesting courses, yeah. Get certified gunsmithing and get on that path. We need more of you. We really do. So don't forget that. And don't forget that this is a Glock Model 40, not 40 caliber. Well, actually it is 40 caliber, isn't it? Could be confusing. Could be too confusing for some of you. Maybe for me, it's a Glock 40 and it's 40 caliber, because 10 millimeter is 40 caliber, but it is the 10 millimeter chambering and cartridge. Okay. All right. Hard to tell when I hit. There we go. All right. Pretty sweet. 10 mil. Hard to beat. Don't forget the Hickok 45 Clips channel and Talks channel. I filmed a couple of new talks yesterday, and in those you'll see it whenever I post it. Pretty smart, huh? I don't know what I'll post. I've got 4 or 5 of those, and I've yacked at you about. And but I did one yesterday. Well, you probably have seen. Did a short announcing a reminder of the meet and greets coming up in August. Okay, check that out. It's in the shorts. Okay, just did it. Got the dates there and everything, which I just gave you today. And I did a couple of talks. I had a couple of things to talk about, so I just stayed there and was chopping some more. Then I broke my axe. My grands brought my favorite chopping tool of all time. I grew up with a double-bitted axe. My dad always had one. I got it. He left it to me, and I've used it. Actually, I bought him a new one. It had belonged to his father. The head had, and he always had it. But he, I told him I would trade him a new. I'd go buy a new axe just like it, and trade it to him anytime he wanted. He said sure. So I did that long before he passed away. So I've had it since the early 70s. Yeah, I remember when I got out of college, around the times when I did it, I was out scrounging firewood in this apartment I lived in. I've told you about Laurelwood Apartments in Franklin, Tennessee. I had a fireplace, and I remember going to VW Bug, chopping up old wood on the side of the road and putting it in the front of that thing, taking it back to have a fire, but with that axe. And so I've always enjoyed a double-bitted axe and swinging around. Well, little did I know that somewhere on the planet there were humans creating axes like that were several notches above that one. And that was just one, you get a hardware store, True Temper or whatever it was, nothing wrong with it. I still have it. But, I don't know, just wasn't as sharp, I guess, partly. Maybe I never did get a great edge on it, but oh my gosh, that Gransbrook, what's it called, working axe, I believe is what it's the big one, 35-inch, length and everything. It's like, here we go, I'll make somebody mad. It's like if you shot nothing but in handguns, but high points for like 20 years, 30 years. That's all you'd ever fired and handled and tried to break down and all that kind of thing. And I don't know, someone gave you a really nice 1911 or something, or a SIG, and so, whoa, I didn't know it was possible to make a firearm like this that was more ergonomic and breaks down, easy to clean. But so yeah, the contrast is startling to me. Who knew? I wouldn't have expected that. So I just really enjoyed that axe. I figured out I bought it, and I should have brought it over and showed you where I broke it. But I bought it. I looked up the old video we did with it. We got videos on everything. We did a video with that axe. I remember doing one or two, and then I found the first one, and it was 2010. Talked about it and how John helped pay for it. It was a birthday present in 2010. We had been over to Smoky Mountain Knife Works, speaking of Sevierville, Tennessee, and had bought it that week. And so I was filling out a warranty thing online about hoping maybe I could get it replaced. And so, they needed pictures and all this thing. So I went out and got pictures of it, and of the brake and the blade, and what did I do? I looked at that old video, looked it up, and to get a better idea, because I didn't save my receipt. They want a receipt, and so I told them I just don't have it. I told them where I bought it and about when, but I looked it up, and so I wrote them again, so I can pinpoint it to the month, July 2010, and everything. So hopefully you'll believe me and I won't have to have the receipt, but whatever. So I think they're going to try to maybe replace it. I don't know. So that was a surprise that it broke. You'll see it, and a big chunk of it came out of the blade. So I'm anxious to get that replaced. I love that axe. Now I knew you were dying to hear about that, right? Let's shoot. Oh, this is some. Well, let's just shoot this for now. This is Range Dynamics from Fiocchi. I don't know what kind of velocity, 1250. Okay, nothing too fast, but nice range ammo. I'm gonna figure out where to hold on that gong again. I haven't shot this enough lately. Yeah, I see it moving. I must have hit it. Oh, what about Clyde? pop him a little bit. All right. You know, I got to thinking this gun seemed really strange to me when we reviewed it years ago, and I didn't think I'd ever really want one. But the more I got into 10 millimeter and thought about it, you know, generally speaking, I'm not trying to hide a 10 millimeter in my pocket anyway. And I did remember how sweet a shooter this thing is, and you know, 10 millimeter is usually a big old gun anyway. So hey, why not? Kind of like my model 29 8 3/8, kind of in that category. Yep, it's going to take a bigger holster. It's not something you're going to be packing around all the time, probably. But if you're in bear country or something, you could do worse, couldn't you? What else do you want to know about? I got my tea today. Don't you hate it? I mean, I mentioned this before, I think, you know, with the assassination attempt and all that kind of thing, and when what someone's wearing or using, the anti-gunners, anti-freedom groups, they just latch onto it. The hearings were a comedy of errors when some people spoke, when certain representatives spoke. That all these questions, you know, that needed to be asked and answers gotten from people involved, and here come these diatribes about the AR-15 or something, you know, just bizarre stuff. And then trying to get somebody from the FBI or Special Secret Service to agree that these things make law enforcement impossible or whatever. Thankfully, at least they would not play that game. I was glad to see that, at least that I saw. Bizarre, just bizarre. Such lunacy. You know, it's crazy what somebody's wearing when they do something, what movies they watch, what hamburgers they eat. Oh, that's oh so relevant, you know. Now maybe what drugs they're taking could be, right? Just depends. But, you know, just the world is so strange. It is a very strange world. I'm glad, well, I can't say the world was normal. What's normal? And when I grew up, it was not quite this crazy for the most part. There are a lot of crazy things happen. They're always happening every now and then. But it's a strange world. I was in a hospital over at Vanderbilt, not as a patient, but I was there. And it's been off and on for most of the day, not too long ago. And there was a Panera Bread there on the campus at the hospital at the Vanderbilt, and it was really weird. I was thinking about going in. Do they have coffee? I need to make my own, get a cup of coffee or something maybe like that. Try to stay out of those places, all the grains and carbohydrates and everything. But I walked in there, and it wasn't like overly crowded, middle of the day or something. There were probably 15 people in there sitting around ordering and looking around. There were a couple of kiosks, or so they were ordering, whatever they're doing. There were people in there. And I walked in, and of course, as usual, old guy, I got a field guy. How do you order here? Can you walk up to someone and say, "Hey, I would like this," you know, like in the past, the old days? So I don't know. There was someone up there, but I think they were just picking up an order, and there was a screen up there at the counter. So I don't think you were supposed to talk to that person up there. I think you're supposed to go to a screen and tell it what you wanted. And of course, that's an issue with me always, because I usually want something different, not exactly what's, you know, there. I want something modified usually. And you know, I walked in, and then there were some people sitting around with their phones, and there were quite a few people in there. The odd thing on top of all that was it was like totally quiet. It was really weird. It was like a scene out of a Twilight Zone episode. I walked in there, and there were all these people in there, but it was like right here. It was just, okay. There's some people over here eating on their phone, people ordering on these screens, and a couple walking through, someone up there at the main counter and around. and then someone behind that counter, but they were turning their back and they were doing something, not wanting anybody to bother them probably. And I thought, you know, I didn't really see it. It looked to me like I probably need to go to a screen to order. And it just struck me, you know, what a weird world we're living in. I just turned around and left. I've done that in a McDonald's. You go in, I was going to get a fish patty, you know, on the road one time, and you know, I got to go to a kiosk and try to order this. All I want's a patty or something, and I just went around through the drive-through and ordered, and then came back in and ate it. But you couldn't talk to a human, you know. So, strange world. If you're 25 or you're 20, it's not probably. If you're 18, nothing strange at all about it, right? So it's where we are. It's where we are. Oddball world. And of course, I'm an oddball, so I should have more sympathy for that, shouldn't I? Can I shoot this again? Let's shoot some of these here hollow points. Okay, these are some Underwood 200 grain jacketed holler points. You can see it's holler too. It's holler. Okay. I want to thank Alabama Holster, my favorite Alabama holster company. That's true. My favorite Kydex holster company, and a holster that I use more than any other holster, actually, Kydex or otherwise. So great little Kydex concealment holsters. Be sure you check them out. So when I saw, they write me or they just leave a comment that they have several of them and really like them. I just saw today or last night, and I'm not surprised at all. Okay, who wants to go next here? Oh, bowling pins. Got him as he was falling. He was faking it. See, when the other one fell, he thought, uh-oh, guy's going to shoot me. I'm going to pretend I'm dead, and I'm just going to fall over. I'll teach him. Play that game with me. You too, Mr. Hog. It's pretty hard. Can you tell? It'll go right through that paper. Fluid. How about you, Alabama holster? Got you too. How about you, Clyde? That's a sweet gun. All right, got the Buffalo. And the gong. All of them with hollow points too. So probably expanded on the Buffalo and the gong and really hurt them both. Don't you imagine? This thing is long. Got a 6-inch barrel. It's a hoss. I like it. It's very comfortable to shoot for that reason. A lot of weight. Yep, a lot of weight. Okay. What else do I have? Oh, I had a couple. Yeah, I don't get too gabby on this. So young people. I'm going to go back because I heard something this morning. I had a note about something else to talk about. I'm going to save that because I heard something in a podcast this morning. Somebody was talking, you know, about saving money and that kind of thing. It's one of my common topics. And these are the numbers I try to keep in my head. I tell you what, if you are a young person, whatever that might be, 15, 20, 30, 40, compared with me, or you have young people around, here is something you can tell them. If they are really difficult to get to manage your money right or to save money, whatever, give them these numbers. Give them these numbers. I remember seeing these numbers in either Rob Berger's, one of his books, or possibly Morgan Housel. I don't know, but in terms of just a basic, and I'm not a financial advisor, but in terms of just basic investment, getting your normal returns, S&P, average returns, that kind of thing, which is what most people get if they put it in there to leave it alone. But most people end up playing with it, and they don't even get that, but or they pay it all away in fees or whatever. But just normal returns. Okay. For every dollar when you're 25 that you invest, now don't let that word invest scare you, anybody, young people, old people. That just means you know, send it to a brokerage, send it to your retirement. You know, it's just, I mean, it's so simple. It is so simple. It's like the simple as loading up that box of ammo and bringing it over here, you know. And just go ahead and put it, you know, in a good fund, you know, no problem. Index fund, low fees, whatever. And but when you're 65, so we're talking about 65, you know, the average, whatever, typical retirement age. For every dollar you put away, you put into that fund, when you are 25, at age 25, it becomes $50 on average, becomes 50, okay? For every dollar. So you put 1,000, guess what? That'd be 50,000. But a dollar becomes $50. This is such a beautiful illustration of how you need to get started, even if you can't put much in. Okay, $1 becomes 50 when you're when you're 25, if you leave it in there until you're 65. Now, when you're 35, that dollar you put in becomes 18 at age 65. You see the difference 10 years makes? So when you're 35, investing that dollar, you invest 1,000, then that becomes 18,000 instead of 50,000. If you wait till you're 45, but most people don't wait, you know, ideally you're putting in there all along, but the dollars you put in later, you know, here's what happens. When you're 45 age, every dollar you put in becomes $6. So it go from $50 to $18 to $6 when you're 45. And then when you're 55, every dollar you put in becomes $2. And those are his numbers, but I've seen that kind of illustrated before, and that's about what I've seen before. So that's why I talk about it, and it's why I wish someone had hit me over the head, you know, about every day with numbers like that. Oh my gosh, you know. So I mean, you can look at the numbers, but here's what a lot of people do. They think, and I was the same way, well, I'll save later, you know, or like for example, if you could put away, I don't know, $50 a month when you're 25, you think, well, I could put about 50 away. I'll just wait till I'll be making more money, a lot more money down the road here, 10 years or so. I could put a lot more money away. But the thing is, how much more would you have to be making when you're 35, right, than you're making right now? Say you are 25, because it's going to go from $50 for every dollar to 18. It's going to be cut more than in half, you know, just those 10 years. So even if you can't put as much in, now it's going to end up being more money, you know, in the long run. Anyway, just keep those numbers in mind. When you're 25, that dollar will be $50 when you're 65. Ballpark. When you're 35, it'll be 18. When you're 45, it'll be 6. It just turns into $6. So if you're 25 thinking, I'll wait till I'm about 45 before I start saving, well, you're going to have to save a whole lot more, and you can run the numbers. And of course, you wait till 55, then it just doubles us all. Okay, but anyway, I thought, yep, that's enough for the young people or any peoples. I'll tell you what. Okay, and again, I'm that reformed smoker. I just wish someone had grabbed me and you know, talked to me about all that stuff when I was a dumb young kid. Okay, of course, I'm still a dumb kid. I'm just a dumb old kid, right? So I guess I'll shoot this thing again, and. Glad to have you out here today with me. I'm just sorry you're not perspiring like I am and being hot like I am. That's for sure. Maybe some Valstol would help. Some underarm deodorant, I could use that. You know, I have used this in a pinch if I didn't have any bug spray. Because I mean, I don't want to advocate that. It's pretty fairly non-toxic, you know, so you got that going for it. All right, let's shoot a couple more before I make you run. Okay. I might, I don't know. I might bring some of those targets from the Sunday videos to the meet and greets. I don't know. So don't forget the meet and greets at Greenville, Kentucky, Uncle Lee's, and then Lexington. They're all buds, and then in Sevierville. Okay. check out that short if you forget the dates, and check out this video. I gave you the dates at the beginning, right? Can I shoot one more magazine? Maybe I'll just make this my carry gun. Wear this everywhere I go in a shoulder holster. Think I should? Okay. All right, Glock. Gotta make sure I'm enjoying it, because there are some people watching and think, oh no, not another Glock, and they're tuning me out right away. Yeah, that's pretty nice. 10 millimeter, so nice cartridge. Any of you have one of these? Let me know. Or even the Glock 20, Glock 29. If you had any issues with it? I don't think I've had any with this. Have I? Glocks just tend to work. Sometimes you'll have an issue. Seems like with some really, really hot 10 millimeter, I might have with one of these. Was it the Gen 5? I don't think it was this one. And I think if you have a magazine where the spring is just a little weaker, and you're shooting a really hot 10 or anything, could happen in a gun, then that magazine, you got to push that next one up really quickly, you know, maybe quicker than it's used to, or I don't know, the spring doesn't have the strength for it or something, and the slide is moving back and fast, you know, so fast. I think you get some weird dynamics sometimes with some extra hot ammo. And if you're limp wristing at all, it amplifies that, I think. I mention that because I think I was doing that, I forgot now, it's been a year ago or so, with I think it was a Glock, maybe a Gen 5 we were trying, or something else, I don't know. And maybe it was a Smith & Wesson, the M&P, that I kind of laid it on partly to myself, because I fired it later and got a better grip on it, and it didn't do that. I don't know. But whatever it is, if I don't have a pretty strong suspicion of why a firearm is malfunctioning, I just don't trust it. I won't trust it as a carry gun. I wouldn't trust it as a bear gun. Not that you hunt bear with, everybody knows that. You don't go hunting a bear generally, you know, with a handgun. It's just a defensive thing, right? It's a defensive thing. If you knew a bear was going to come after you, you had to go into the woods to do something, you had no choice, and you knew a bear was going to come after you, you wouldn't be carrying a handgun, right? You'd be carrying whatever, 12 gauge with slugs, or a 45-70 or something big. Just like moving around during your day, a handgun is the most practical thing as a self-defense piece. And if you absolutely knew someone or some buddies were coming to get you today when you get out of your car somewhere, well, you might just have a 12 gauge, but a handgun is something you can have with you, right? Okay, yacked enough, rambling enough. Appreciate you supporting the people that support us, really, really do. And we're rolling along. What else to tell you? Like I said, we're on Rumble now with everything, and so wherever you watch doesn't matter, as long as you do watch, because I will hold it against you if you don't. Okay. One thing I was going to mention, yeah, the search over there. It doesn't let you search by channel. Like, you can't go, as best I can tell. I talked to the rep about that. I was looking to see if I'd put up a certain video yet. I couldn't remember, and I couldn't do that. So let's go back to the home page and search, see if I can find it. Well, it was pulling up anything close to that. Of course, then I put the title of the video or the gun, like I could put Glock 40, Glock Model 40, and space Hickok 45, and it'd bring it up. So just whatever you're searching for, you can put in, if you know the exact title or pretty much close, and then follow that with Hickok 45. It pretty much just takes you to everything on our channel, and maybe other things down the list, I don't know. But So it works pretty well. That works pretty well. So that solved my problem, and it would solve yours. So just remember that you need to do basically the general search and just put Hickok 45 at the end of it. I think even before it works both ways. I think maybe if you know more than I do about that, which you probably do, let us know. But yeah, you can search from your home page, whatever, and just put in Hickok 45 and it'll search our channel, because there are 2,700 or so videos, should be over there. Okay, and everything should be there. All the old radio shows, shooting the breeze, Sunday shoot around, and all the gun videos. I don't know if we'll put the videos from the Hickok 45 Clips channel over there and the Hickok 45 Talks channel or not. You know, there shouldn't be anything on either one of those channels that would be in violation, you know. So right now, that those are just on YouTube. Okay. And don't be confused. I've seen a couple of people commenting, like they were on the Clips channel or on the Talks channel, and you know, said something like, "Yeah, wow, all your content's gone. Yeah, they took down all," because we've been talking about that. Well, they're looking for it on the Clips channel, and the only thing on the Clips channel are clips. John's put one up every day since around Christmas or something, and yeah, there's no shooting the breeze there. There's not a video necessarily on this gun unless John's pulled a clip from that video, you know, so, or the Talks channel, you know. So know where you are. Look at the lower part of the screen there, and you'll see if it says Hickok 45 Clips or Hickok 45 Talks, you're on one of those two channels. Okay, so different. So anyway, that's enough gabbing. I might just shoot a few hundred more rounds while you all are just whatever, watching some other show on TV, right, that doesn't involve shooting. You don't want to watch too much shooting. It could be bad for your health. Just, that's what it is. That's what it is. Big tech is trying to protect your health. They don't want you watching too many people shooting firearms, shooting them too fast, right, and that sort of thing. Yeah, it could be really bad too, you know, really bad. Just because there's 450 million firearms out here and over 100 million, you know, legal gun owners, you know, forget all that, right? So I'm gonna let you go. I'm starting to ramble. Yeah, I start to ramble when I get out of bed in the morning, I guess. Sorry about that. So I really appreciate your support and the fact that you support the people that support us. Let them know, and we really appreciate it. Take care. I hope to see you next week right here in these very same hot, humid, tick-infested woods. Life is good.